Hello friends, my name is Chintan Haria and I'm going to be speaking to you about ICICI Prudential Alpha Low Vol 30 ETF NFO. The NFO opens on 3rd of August and closes on 10th of August. Before I move on to the NFO itself, let me probably take 1 or 2 minutes of your time on the markets itself. If you see the markets, obviously in the last 4 months we've seen a lot of volatility, markets coming down, markets going up very sharply. So as an investor, of course, this has been testing times both on a personal front in terms of the health scare as well as on the financial front. And that's where the whole concept of asset allocation becomes extremely important. It's not something which is taught to all of us. It's not something which comes naturally to all of us. And that's where we at ICICI Prudential have always been big proponents of asset allocation. And asset allocation essentially means what proportion of your money goes into various asset classes, depending on your risk appetite. So if your risk appetite allows long-term investing in equities, there are various options which are available. And one of the options is ETFs. Within ETFs, of course, there are large cap ETFs like the Nifty 50 ETFs, Sensex ETFs, and then there are smart beta ETFs. So as part of our endeavor to bring to you various combinations, be it single factor or multi-factor, the ICICI Prudential Alpha Low Vol 30 ETF is one such offering. What is it about? It is essentially an ETF, and we all know ETFs are nothing but index funds which are listed and traded on the stock exchanges on a real-time basis. And they provide investors a liquid way, a easy way to participate in the various indices with probably smaller amounts of money. If we see the Alpha Low Vol 30 ETF, it combines two factors. One is alpha. What is alpha? Alpha is essentially the excess returns of a particular stock over the broader index. And the second factor is alpha low vol. So alpha being the first factor, low vol being the second factor, or low volatility. What is low volatility? Low volatility means essentially those stocks which are most stable in terms of their price performance over a period of last maybe 6 months to 1 year. Now, if we combine these two factors with 50% weightages, that's how this particular index is created. So it essentially brings you alpha, which is growth, and low vol, which is stability. So a fund in which you invest for the long term for basically growth with stability is how I would encapsulate this particular NFO. And if we see over the last many years through the backtesting data, it has showcased its performance is better than the large caps indices or the broader market indices. So from a perspective of what are the advantages that an investor gets, of course, if you see from a sectoral allocation perspective, it is a diversified sectoral allocation. There is consumer name, power names, oil names, etc. And also if we see from a stock concentration perspective, the index methodology is such that it caps the weight of a single security at 5%. So you have two factors, alpha, low vol, you have a capping of 5%. The advantage of 5% capping means that there is no single stock exposure beyond 5% on rebalancing data, and it reduces the risk of the particular portfolio to that extent. Also, if we see, because there are two factors involved, the cyclicality of one factor is basically absorbed or is reduced by having two factors. So from an investor perspective, we believe that this provides a good opportunity for long-term investment. And we would request you to have a look at the portfolio. We would request you to have a look at the presentation. And if it fits your investment objective for the long term, we would request you to invest in the NFO. And also, of course, as the product will get listed, probably take advantage of investing in it as we move along in the future. Thank you. Stay safe. Take care of yourself and your family. And thank you for investing with us. Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.